Raptors are back in the series. Yes, Boston still up 2-1, but OG Anunoby in the last second hits a 3. The Raptors win, and guess who had already fallen asleep?
Were you asleep for it?
I fell asleep.
Oh, that's a mistake.
So sad. I woke up this morning at 1 a.m. because a ambulance drove by my house.
Yeah.
And when I say my house, I say my tiny little apartment above a store. And my dogs thought it was another dog howling, and they started howling. So I had to wake up, quiet them down, and then the TV was still on, and it was on Sports Center on TSN, and I saw the shot, and I was like, oh my God, I missed magic, and I'm so upset. So upset!
Oh, no.
So my Friday, yeah, okay, Jax, I know you missed it too.
It was, okay.
Listen, I was right there for it.
In terms of how iconic it was, it's up there with the bat flip and with the shot from Kawhi last
Well,
year.
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch it on the internet today.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So we've got a great show today, including 2 shots for you to get $100,000 with Destroy Your Debt and the Song of the Summer. We're going to talk about that Song of the Summer thing a little bit later. But right now, let's check in with the crew. TJ, what's on your mind?
I had oven pizza for dinner 2 days in a row, which means, guys, I'm quirky. Because only quirky people have pizza multiple days
Go to
in a
the
row.
that means you're out of groceries.
What is he done? I don't know.
I'm a little quirky.
I don't get it either. I'm not understanding.
No, you wouldn't, man, but that's because I'm quirky and you don't get it.
Jax, what's up?
Speaking of iconic moments last evening, congratulations to Canada's first Drag Race winner, Priyanka!
Yay! Hey, we know Priyanka,
We
too.
do know Priyanka, so congratulations to her. First Canadian to win, also from Toronto, so huge moment for Toronto, huge moment for Canada, huge moment for the world, and huge moment for Toronto's own village. So you're going to see it all over your social media, and if you haven't watched it, of course, it's all available on Crave.
On demand. It's a good thing to, if you want to get through that this weekend.
It's
easy.
so good.
So much fun. Drag Race is the best show.
So much fun.
Jesse.
While you were sleeping, Aubrey Drake Graham dropped the video to Pop Star.
Ooh.
He makes fun of DJ Khaled a lot in it.
Okay.
And it stars Justin Bieber.
What?
You need to check it out. Drake
Damn.
is very thick right now, and it's
Yeah,
awesome.
Daddy
looking
looks
good.
good right now. Yeah.
It's a great video. It's like 8 minutes long. It's a movie.
All right,
you need
gotta
to watch
go.
it.
So he got the quarantine. He did the opposite of the quarantine 15. He did
He got swole.
Oh, I hate people who do that.
For God's sakes.
No, TJ, you know, swole too, honey.
Just what part of the body swells?
Can I say?
Mornings.
With What's Trending.
And this is what's trending right now.
I'm sure we were all pretty rattled yesterday by the news that the CNE might be going away because of COVID, and obviously they couldn't host it this year, so they had to do it online, but they lost $35 million, and because of that, next year it might be done. So Doug Ford wants local, provincial, and national governments to get together and save the CNE. By the way, this year was the first year since World War II that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Doug said, everyone's gone to the CNE. I'm willing to help out. If the city's willing to help out and we get the feds to help out, we can all pitch in because it's critical that we keep the CNE going. It's been around for 140 years.
Yeah,
so
it is. He's
out.
right. It is critical. We should keep that around. It's an important part of the fabric of this city.
You know, I saw some tweets yesterday like Doug Ford should be focusing, and I'm like, he is focused. We can also focus on
that's a community event,
and also fun, beautiful, essential things.
Yeah,
so,
no, for sure, he's right on that.
He is absolutely. No, that's all I have to say.
Oh, okay. It sounded like it was a run-on sentence.
No, you go ahead. It's your time.
Hey, if you have any plans to sit in a park and drink booze this weekend, you might not want to. The city is reminding you to not drink in public, you rascal. They said, planning a trip to the beach or park this long weekend, don't bring beer, wine, or spirits. You can receive a $300 ticket for consuming alcohol in public spaces. Be considerate of others. Now, normally when they tweet out little warnings like this, it's kind of them saying, hey, heads up, we're going to be looking for this stuff. So
no, they've been saying that all summer.
Yeah.
Live your life.
I don't know, park drinking expert Jax, tell us more.
Local city councilor.
Do what you need to do.
Yeah, well, it's because she's doing it. She wants to ignore the fact that they're coming for her.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. They're going to go to Bellwoods and they're like, where's the leader?
I'm looking for the leader.
Hey, tonight's pretty cool. The Toronto Shines pop-up drive-in continues this weekend, and tonight they're doing something super fun. They have a couple of the queens from Drag Race Canada on before a screening of the cinematic masterpiece Mean Girls. Also, speaking of Drag Race, Jax mentioned a few minutes ago, but a huge shout out to Priyanka, who won.
Yes.
And is from Toronto $100,000 richer, just super, and beyond all that, just everything it means for the community. It's fantastic stuff. And that's what's trending. I'm TJ.
Thank you, TJ. So, just over an hour from right now, your shot at $100,000 was destroy your debt. We're going to give you a keyword at 7 a.m. and then we're going to do it again at 8 a.m. Right now, Rockstar, Virgin Radio.
Brand new Lambic Virgin Mornings with Adam Wylde, TJ, and Jax.
On 99.9 Virgin Radio.
It's been a tough year.
Hasn't it?
Understatement of the year. But yeah, it's been a tough one. And, you know, if you go through a global pandemic and don't learn a little something about yourself, I think that you've lost out.
Fair.
Even though they're tough lessons. However, one thing that everybody says they have lost throughout this pandemic, the majority of people are saying in surveys are saying, well, it's not going well. What do you think it is?
Their ability to prioritize.
Control.
You're close.
Really?
Close.
Control of eating.
It's a little bit more broad than that.
Okay.
This one in particular has to do with just mental sharpness altogether.
Oh.
People are reporting feeling tired all the time because the days go so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And that the fact that they're struggling with the fact that because every day feels the same, they don't feel sharp anymore.
Yeah.
There's no routine. There's no structure. And I can tell you, just personally, you know, we're in the studio, but we're socially distanced. We've got, but they literally put in like hockey plexiglass to prevent us from, you know, being too close to each other. And what's so interesting is that as soon as I was able to get up in the morning and haul my butt into work, I felt better instantly.
100%.
Once you have a reason to put pants on in the morning, it's a complete game changer.
And you complain and complain and complain about it, and then we don't have it. And again, 70% of people are saying it's the mental sharpness. I'm losing it. I can't seem to get it back.
So I've noticed because, like, you know, and a lot of folks are flourishing in ways of like health and I'm doing all right mentally, but like the other day I couldn't find my car. Because, like, legit, couldn't find my car because, like, I have to, I live in, you know, West Toronto, and you have to move your car around for, like, the parking stipulations. And every day feels like the same. And I was looking for my car where I parked it the day before. And I usually park it in the same place, but, you know, there's some construction. And I was walking around, like, I was just
aimlessly.
Like, if anybody saw me, they're like, is she okay? I was just, like, walking around, and then I was like, well, that's
just
it.
this glazed over look on your face.
I called the tow company because I was like, that's where it is. It's been towed. And they were like, no, it's not here. It was just down the road.
You called the tow company?
I was like ready to go, but
how long were you out there looking?
None of your business. 35 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
It was hot. It was
You
hot.
didn't hit the panic button on your car?
What's that?
You didn't hit like the panic button so you could
No, I was too far away anyways.
I lost my work security badge yesterday for 35 minutes.
Oh, that's not like you.
No, I always know where everything is.
Yeah.
And
Where
then
was it?
It was in my pocket of my sweatpants. Actually. Because I was like, well, there's no way it would be in that because why would I have my work badge in my sweatpants?
Yeah, it is. It's the little things that start to slip and people are feeling it. So anyway, if that's you, they say the best thing to do is to try to time something for every hour. So if you can at 9, 10, 11, 12, have a routine.
Yeah.
And make sure that structure stays in place. It's a goal to have. And apparently it helps over time get you feeling better.
Or build a time machine and go to a part of the future where there's no coronavirus.
Robots.
A vaccine would be nice too.
Yeah.
New music with what's trending.
And this is what's trending right now.
Britney Spears just made another bid to remove her dad as her conservator. So last month, Britney asked a court to end her father's role as her conservator and to leave her manager, Jody Montgomery, in his place. But that request was denied. So just in case you don't know, her dad has control over essentially every aspect of her life. Yeah, like finances and just whether or not she puts out music and everything. So what she's doing is asking the court to take him off that and have someone put in place because these things are very difficult to just remove. So she filed documents with the court on Monday asking the court to appoint Besimir Trust to serve as her conservator of her estate. She tried to do it with her manager when they said no, so now she's trying it through a company, which looks a little bit better. The court documents state that the singer wants a voluntary conservatorship, which means that she wishes to exercise her right to nominate a conservator of the estate and is substantially unable to manage her financial resources. So usually these things are put in place of people who can't take care of themselves.
Predominantly older folks,
Britney's been under this since she was 28, 29 years old. Yeah. So the argument being like, this is kind of unprecedented. So it's just a story that we're going to keep following, but we'll keep you updated on that.
I can't stop.
No, I know. It's nuts. The average price of a Toronto home went up 20% over the last year.
Good.
Not only that, but the real estate market in Toronto is bananas once again. particularly for actual houses. So they think that now that things are starting to calm down a little bit, open houses can happen. People are looking for homes with multiple rooms and space to grow as opposed to condo units.
Yeah, because they're like, I'm tired of you. I need to go somewhere else.
I need more than 400 square feet. So the new data released by the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board shows that residential sales went up a whopping 40.3% last month compared to August of 2019. So
wow.
If you thought like, oh, maybe this thing's going to slow down the market. Nope.
I guess it's not a good time to buy my commune house then.
No, probably not.
Okay.
It is the long weekend, friend, which is time to celebrate. And of course, we got to talk about what's open and closed. As per usual, government buildings, including Canada Post and City Hall, are going to be closed, along with banks and libraries. Oh, not the libraries. The TTC is going to operate on a holiday schedule. A lot of grocery stores are going to be open. A lot of malls are going to be open. But the most important thing, all LCBO stores are going to be closed on Monday. And the beer store, all locations will be open, at least in the GTA, from 11 a.m. to 6.
Oh, okay.
There is the odd store that's only open until 5, but just double check.
You can always count on TJ to tell you the liquor store hours every long weekend.
Everything else is vague, but I'm like, here's exactly what's open.
People are like, what about the libraries? Who cares about the libraries?
You put down the letters.
Oh,
The
you
beer
want to read
store.
books? That's
Get
what's trending on
drinking.
TJ.
Thank you, TJ.
God.
How about in 3 minutes and 20 seconds, we give you a code that could get you $100,000 to destroy your debt. You into that? Okay. After Harry Styles, we'll give it to you. Virgin Radio.
It's Virgin Mornings with Adam Wylde, TJ, and Jax.
On 99.9 Virgin Radio.
And Miley Cyrus was on Joe Rogan. And what a great interview.
So good.
Joe is a great interviewer. But I think it's the thing that makes him so great is that he just makes you feel comfortable, right? I mean, when you listen to Joe Rogan talk, it's sort of like it's nobody's bigger than anybody else. He's got his own like weird worldviews and likes to garden in his backyard and grow his own vegetables and hunt and whatever. But Miley is also an extremely honest person and an honest interview. And she talks about, and this is as somebody who's just gone through this, she talks about her divorce. Yeah. And I can relate really hard to this. I have to play this clip for you because, and I think we're guilty of it a little bit too, didn't it feel like her and Liam Hemsworth were, like it looked like they were fine and all of a sudden one day she's making out on a boat.
Yeah.
So she mentions this, and I think it's really interesting to hear her side of it.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by you feel like you don't like that you're too tough?
I feel that I worry sometimes that I can get over things easily. I don't fall to the floor and crawl up in a ball the way that I used to. And I think that's a part of me growing up. Like when, I recently just went through a very public divorce that sucked. What really sucked about it wasn't the fact that me and someone that I loved realized that we don't love each other the way that we used to anymore. That's okay. I can accept that. I can't accept the villainizing and the just all those stories that like, it's just amazing to me that the public kind of thinks that there's no gap of time that they didn't see that could possibly be what led to this. Like it's not, one day you were happy on the carpet and the next day you were making out with your friend in Italy. Well, there was a lot of time in between that you didn't see. It didn't go, I didn't, Yeah,
but you can't rely on someone else's narrative, right?
Well, and so interestingly, like we were talking about, we had a segment that was a total disaster.
Yeah, it was on like Monday or something.
Where I was running through dating apps with TJ and Jax, and I was saying to them, like, okay, so what app is the best app if you're, and these are the sequences, if you're a lesbian and you're looking for something that isn't a hookup, and like Jax got that wrong, and like, if you're looking for this, if you're looking for someone socially progressive, you're looking, like, there's a whole bunch of...
got one right.
Yeah, both of you, one of you got one right.
And that was me.
But somebody commented on my Instagram when I posted the video, and they said, don't you think it's too early for you to be dating? Because I mentioned that I was on dating apps. And the thing is, you don't talk about a divorce when it's happening. You sort of talk about it afterwards a little bit.
It didn't happen yesterday also.
No,
you know what I mean?
It was a long thing, and it took me a long time to be able to do.
But it's easier for people to wrap their heads around, okay, this happened yesterday, this happened today, because everything's so accessible right now, right?
Totally. So, but there's other things in this interview, too, that are fascinating. Jax, you brought up one.
Yeah, and Miley has been, Miley, like you said, right off the top, she's been so open and so honest, and she's, over the past year, said that she's sober. And like sober this time, because she's kind of been in and out, and she's always been honest about battling with addiction. But she likened being married and being in a relationship with Liam to an addiction.
Interesting.
And she said, I had difficulty ending the marriage because it was like, losing the comfort of a pacifier. She said, I needed to know that it wasn't because we weren't in love anymore, but because this is comforting. It's an addiction, made me feel way worse. I had the hangover. Next day, we would sleep together. Next day, I'd feel hungover. It was like a relapse every time I go back. And that is a super common thing, especially for folks, dealing with alcoholism or drug addiction and rehabilitation, is like you have to be so hyper aware of what you're substituting with, right? So she's like, okay, I no longer drink or consume drugs, but am I substituting with sex and sometimes
just
it's
an
food.
emotional attack.
Exactly. So you have to be so hyper conscious when you're going through recovery. Yeah, it's really interesting. And for her to even just be honest about that's beautiful.
She continues to be like one of the most fascinating people alive.
Yes.
Like you can say what you want about Miley, but over the last decade at least, she is. Anytime there's a story about her, it's worth reading because the things that she says and the way that her brain processes the world is just fascinating.
Definitely worth checking out this interview just because it's nice to see somebody be candid too, right? With so many celebrity interviews, and we have them come through here. They just won't tell you anything.
Won't do it,
So anyway, really, really interesting stuff. We're going to play Normani, and then after that, hopefully we will have picked a winner, and hopefully it's your name. For $100,000 with Destroy Your Debt on Virgin Radio.
Virgin Mornings.
Confessions.
A confession about the bushes behind your high school, you say?
Ooh.
We'll get to that in just a second. First, though, let's just tell you that secret 99999 is how you tell us your school secrets, because for the next couple weeks, leading up to school's opening, I think on the 15th and 16th.
So far, yeah.
That is what we're going to be doing. We're going to do our confessions because school should really, normally would be starting here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Demi from Pickering texted secret to 99999. I faked a pregnancy for a day in grade 12 because I wanted to stay home.
That's a lot, honey.
That's a huge leap. Well,
this is
skip
why
headache, go right to pregnancy.
My mom ended up taking a day off of work to take me to hospital. On the way there, I told her I wasn't pregnant, and she took me to school. She still brings it up all the time.
Yeah, that's a weird flex. But you know what? You got to do what you got to do in high school, I guess.
I don't know that you need to do that.
No, I think the thing is your reasoning ability in high school is not there.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't red flag now, but I feel like, if I'm a parent, I'm a little stressed out about that.
You're probably like, excuse me?
Yeah, if Everly ever pulls that, I'm calling the therapist. I'm serious.
Everly will be one forever, thank you.
Lily from Markham texted secret to 99999. By the way, we changed all the names here. I was a really good kid all through high school. And by the end of high school, I had so much anxiety that I hadn't done anything for fun that I stole a bunch of stuff from the science lab.
Uh-oh.
I took home a bunch of useless beakers, and I was thinking I was such a badass.
And then this plot of Breaking Bad started, and she started making meth, right? Is that how it goes?
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
You're going to take beakers and not Bunsen burners?
Yeah. Take the fire next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl.
Something.
Silly.
Like, what happens? Do you just stare at them every once in a while and you get that weird feeling and you chase it?
I'll show the cool kids. I'll use my beakers all summer. Like, come on.
Drink my water out of here. Yeah.
Amber from Mississauga texted secret to 99999. I used to steal snacks out of other kids' lunches all the time in kindergarten.
Stop it.
Sarah P., you always had the best treats.
Oh, my God.
Do you guys remember the kid in your class that always had the best treats?
Might have been me. I had Dunkaroos like every day.
Oh, now we're saying
Ryan R. in my grade 2 class always had Dunkaroos, and I always wanted Dunkaroos, and my mom said no.
What?
Yeah.
Now, this is important. How did you eat your Dunkaroos? Did you dip one at a time, or did you save all the icing for the last Dunkaroo?
You try and use as little icing as you can on the cookies, and then you get it with your finger.
With your finger?
Or your tongue. Or you just go right for it. You just get in there.
I didn't have a powerful tongue as a child, so I had to use my finger.
I am not surprised that you would do that, Jax.
I was like, getting in there. Getting in there.
Please, like that. Please don't continue saying that.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Heather texted secret. She's from Aurora. Apparently, there's a high school in Aurora that has a spot behind it called The Bushes. And I'm assuming because they're bushes.
Yeah,
she said it was a large forested area, and that's where every wrong thing imaginable happened.
Yep.
Just want to shout out Dylan Cotter.
Dylan?
For making me a woman in the bushes.
Dylan!
Wow!
Stop, what is this?
One day after gym class, Dylan brought her out there. He's like, look at this collection of beakers I stole. And she said, wow, I'm a woman now.
Yeah.
And then they did experiments.
Wow.
Man, I wonder what Dylan's up to. You think Dylan's got some kids or,
He's doing well, I hope.
Yeah?
I bet he's happy and healthy.
Some say he's still in the bushes.
What?
Still waiting for her.
What does
Calling
that
out
mean?
her name with his speaker set. It's 99.9 Virgin Radio.
This is Virgin Mornings with Adam Wylde, TJ, and Jax.
It's hard to keep in perspective when you hear Billie Eilish sing and the things that she sings about and the lyrics that she provides on her music, which are deep and insightful and beautifully written. And she's only 18.
And she's been writing these beautiful, prolific lyrics since she was 14.
Right.
Yeah.
Hard to keep that in mind because she's got emotional depth, but what happens sometimes is like you're really good at one thing and then other things you're still an 18-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Now, I actually think this is quite mature, but she was talking about relationships and somebody asked her, listen, do you think you would ever actually share that you're in a relationship with somebody? And here's what she had to say.
I definitely want to keep that private. I mean, like, I've had relationships and kept them private, and even the ones that I've had and like the tiny amount that I let the world see, I regret. So I can't even imagine. Like, I think about it sometimes. I think about like the people that have made their relationships like OD public, like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then they break up, and it's like, what if it goes bad? What are you gonna like? And then everybody has this like whole opinion on your relationship that they have no idea about. So it's very much like not something I'm interested in.
You know, you talk about the maturity, right? Mm-hmm. And that's, you could tell that she's 18 there because she's still worrying what other people think about her.
Right.
Oh,
and to be fair, I worry about that every single day. So it's not like you just wake up one day when you're 19 and that goes away.
But she is honestly a sweet little gem that we must do everything we can to protect. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
It sounds like she's protecting herself.
Yeah.
It is tough, even for like us normies, you know, like where you're on you throw someone up on your Instagram profile or whatever, and then you break up and it's like, do I delete all those photos or you know, and then you got to tell your friends and then
it's a whole thing.
Some of your family maybe doesn't know that you've broken up, so then it's like now you're posting pictures of like, hey, single me, and then they're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
It's something that I think literally everyone sort of faces on a micro level. Her is like extreme.
We're the exact same as Billie Eilish, except not as talented nor rich, you know?
We're basically Billie Eilish.
There we go.
The closest I could ever get to Billie Eilish is dyeing my hair green.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Don't
I
do
have
that. Don't
none
do
of the
that.
talent.
Don't do that.
Jack's careful. We could make him dye his hair green if we try really hard right now.
Happy Friday.
99.9 Virgin Radio.
Virgin Mornings.
With what's trending.
And this is what's trending right now.
Doug Ford wants local, provincial, and national governments to get together and save the CNE. We were all pretty rattled yesterday to learn that the CNE lost $35 million in revenue due to the pandemic and might not happen anymore because of that. This year they did do it online, which was awesome, but obviously they're not making the same amount of money that they would have. So Doug Ford said, everyone's gone to the CNE. I'm willing to help out. If the city's willing to help out and we get the feds to help out, we can all pitch in because it's critical that we keep the CNE going. It's been going on for 140 years, and this year was the first time since the Second World War that the CNE had to be canceled. So let's hope we can figure that out, as it is a huge part of not only Toronto's history, but Canada's history. The city wants to remind you not to drink in public this weekend, you rascal.
Hey.
They said if you're planning a trip to a beach or park this long weekend, don't bring beer, wine, or spirits. You can receive a $300 ticket for consuming alcohol in public spaces. Be considerate of others.
And it's also funny that the premier's like, that's a silly law.
He wants to loosen it up. And
he's saying, please go ahead, whatever. And well, he's not saying go ahead, but he's like, this is silly, which it is. It's silly. It's ridiculous. We're adults. But then the city's like, well, we're going to fine you.
We'll get you. Normally when they release a statement like this too, it means that it's kind of a warning. They're going to be on the lookout for that type of thing. So just don't drink in public.
Yeah, it's almost as though if you took a local coffee chain's cups and
Adam,
repurposed them,
listen.
you're fine.
Adam, I don't know because I've never done such a thing.
Don't do that, guys.
Helps
That's
when you're
bad.
Christmas shopping too. Just throwing that out there.
No,
Maybe
just kidding. Just drink down the road. Just drink down the road.
What does that
just
mean?
openly, publicly drink. I'm just kidding.
The Toronto Shines pop-up drive-in continues this weekend, and tonight it's going to be super fun. They have a couple of the queens from Drag Race Canada on before a screening of the cinematic classic Mean Girls. Hey, speaking of Drag Race, a big shout out to the winner, Priyanka, who's from Toronto.
Like it. Say winner even bigger. The winner of Canada's Drag Race, Priyanka. That's huge.
did
Like
it.
that's massive.
It's huge.
No, that's so exciting. Shush. That's so exciting. And like, not only is Priyanka from here, but like $100,000 in their pocket. Like just, and like Priyanka only started a couple years ago. Like this is big stuff.
She's a big star.
Maybe with that $100,000, she could go buy a new car.
Good. This became about my accent, did it? Yeah.
Don't drink at the park, drink at the bar.
Yeah, get a Jag on somewhere else there,
You know what? I'm gonna ask Priyanka to slap you. All right, move it along.
Gladly.
That's what's trending on TJ.
Thank you, TJ. So let's get you a code word for $100,000 on Destroy Your Debt. Are you excited? It's going to change your life in 3 minutes. Be ready to text message us. It's 99.9 Virgin Radio.
Is Virgin Mornings with Adam Wylde, TJ, and Jax.
On 99.9 Virgin Radio.
Couple questions you need to ask yourself if you're going to a wedding. First off, does anything that I own that's nice fit?
Yeah,
And it's a weird time for that.
Because weddings are happening.
Yeah.
They're socially distanced. They're safe. All of those things. We'll get that out of the way first. TJ's going to one this weekend. Did you try your suit on?
No. And I'm a little nervous because I haven't worn my suit since pre-COVID. And the thing about my clothes is they fit very tight as is. So
TJ.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm also, the wedding's tomorrow. So
I was
I'm
gonna say
at
it's
the point
tomorrow.
where I might as well just wait it out anyway.
What?
I mean, I've lasted this long.
No.
Why try it on the day before?
You'd have an
and panic
opportunity
myself?
to at least go to the Eaton Center and grab like a new shirt if you
Literally
needed to.
have a whole chance to do something about it today. It's not like, it's out of my control. No. It's like in your control right now.
Nah, it sounds like it's out of my control.
But if you're upset, okay. My sweet darling. Okay.
So this is his first wedding with his new girlfriend, Val.
Who is amazing.
Yeah, we love Val.
Val's the best.
So here's the thing about Val, though, Jackson, and I think you'll agree with me on this one.
She's perfect.
And so we want TJ to stay with Val.
Yes, forever.
But to do that, we want Val to want to stay with TJ.
Exactly.
So our question to you, because our friend TJ is a lovely date, but maybe could benefit with a little bit of coaching from you.
Yeah.
Careful now.
About how to be the perfect wedding date.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should also clarify a few things too, just to help you with this. Val is in the wedding. Like, she's not the bride. I mean, like,
so
she's
you're
So you're going to be sitting by yourself for dinner.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm sitting with her friends.
So he's going to, okay, so we need...
God, TJ, you didn't tell us that.
One thing that TJ, it's strange that he's on the radio and hates this, but socializing with
Yeah,
new
he
people
hates
does
it.
not like that. So we need some conversation starters for one.
Yeah.
Number two, what else about this particular, like when you take a wedding date, it's a huge test because you get to see what somebody is like.
Totally.
And weddings are not always comfortable. Unless it's your friend, it's sort of like a little bit weird and awkward and stuff. And you're like, hi, I don't know you, but I have to dance in front of you. So, how do we get TJ to feel a little bit more comfortable? What do you do to get yourself through the awkwardness that is going to someone else's wedding that you do not know?
May I also make a suggestion that if you have any jokes that TJ can use, because TJ, TJ, you're one of the funniest people on the planet, but you have very dark humor. And I don't know if your dark bits are going to land at the wedding.
I do tend to make a lot of divorce jokes about my parents, and I really don't think those are going to land.
Not tomorrow, honey.
Sitting right here.
999 for lighthearted jokes.
So here's the deal. Yeah, 416-872-9999, 999 to text. A little bit of help to make TJ the best wedding date. And here's how we want you to do it. Tell us about the best wedding date you ever had and what made it so great.
That's right.
So we can sort of model him in that way. We're trying to coach him up.
Oh, change me is what we're trying to do.
We're trying to change TJ to keep this girl Val around because if you ever met Val, you'd like her too, and you'd be like, "Well,
so
TJ."
Oh, and she's way out of my league too.
Right.
So I need to try everything I can.
That's just the way it is. Yeah. Also, by the way, Destroy Your Debt is almost wrapped up. Hope you got that costume text in.
Is Virgin Mornings with Adam Wylde, TJ, and Jax.
On 99.9 Virgin Radio.
And in the midst of all that, we've been asking you about being a wedding date. Your perfect, great wedding date, because let's be honest here, TJ is one of the funniest people we know.
Like, hilarious.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say.
Yeah.
But his jokes are a little dark. He's heading to a wedding. He's heading to a wedding this weekend with his new girlfriend, Val. Val, who is amazing, and we want to hang on to Val. Jax and I are kind of being selfish.
We love her.
We want her in the friend group. So, how does TJ become a great wedding date? And I got some text messages here. Number one, from Huntsville. Embrace the awkward, TJ. Make others at the wedding awkward so that you're not the only one who's awkward.
Make them so uncomfortable that they have to enjoy you.
Yeah, but
That's what I do every day.
That's true.
they did put a stipulation on this. Do it individually, though, not the whole room at once. Thank you very
Divide
much.
and conquer.
A nice audience. TJ loves an audience. Is it a comedy show? It's not a bit.
Yeah, I just grab the mic and give a speech.
What starts with an E and ends with an E and only has one letter? No. And also only
What?
starts with an E, ends with an E, and only has one letter in it. Yeah, let's not go there.
No, let's not. What
does that mean?
Hear me out.
I think that is dropping a tab of ecstasy, is what they're saying.
Don't do that.
I'm sure you'd have a great time. I don't know that everybody else would.
Dancing with glow sticks.
If you want to make a splash,
first
do
dance.
psychedelics. Come on. Come on.
Wedding tips. Please make sure your clothes fit. No hungry bum pants. Tell everyone she is out of your league for a little laugh. Good luck. Don't F it up. That is from a 647 number.
Don't F it up. Yeah.
The thing is, when I say that Val's out of my league, nobody laughs. I go, oh yeah, no, look at her.
No,
and
you
talk
guys
to
are
her.
cute.
You guys, yeah, you're good match. I always ask guests how you know the bride or groom, and it usually gets the ball rolling with stories. And that, because here's the thing, Val's in the wedding.
Yeah.
So TJ's got
Yeah,
to sit by
true.
himself with a bunch of people he doesn't know.
I love this.
Which is always the most awkward.
Yeah.
She's like, do you mind? I'm like, no, that's fine. She's like, oh, you could sit next to my friend Sig, and I was like, I don't know her, but that'll be fun.
Oh, TJ, you're great with other people.
Yeah, totally.
This one I love. I absolutely love this one. My boyfriend was in his cousin's wedding and invited me 3 months into our relationship, which is about what you and Val are, right?
We're about 5-6 months.
Oh, are you? That's right. March was 6 months ago, or 6 months ago.
Yeah.
That's when you guys started. Oh my God. So here was the plan. She said, I sat with his mother and the groom's parents all night. We talked about values and what he and I envisioned, and that really got me in good for the night. You ready to talk values?
No, that sounds so boring.
Dance with me.
Get ready for more hit music.
With what's trending.
And this is what's trending right now.
We have an update in the Free Britney Spears case as Britney Spears makes another bid to remove her dad as her conservator. So what that means is he basically has control over every aspect of her life, not just her money, but like he decides when she goes on tour, when she puts out music, that type of stuff. So last month, Britney asked the court to end her father's role as her conservator and have it go to her manager, Jody Montgomery, to take his place. But that request was denied, and they extended it for him until February of next year. So in an effort to end her father's control, her lawyer filed new court documents on Monday asking the court to appoint Bessemer Trust to serve as a conservator for the singer's estate. So instead of it being a person, it would be an entire group. The court documents state that the singer wants a voluntary conservatorship, which means she wishes to exercise her right to nominate a conservator of the estate. Now, this is an unprecedented case because a lot of conservatorships are for the elderly. Are for people who can't take care of themselves. But Britney's been under this since she was 28, 29 when she went through her very public issues in the mid to late 2000s. So this is kind of an interesting story. We're going to keep following that. We're hoping for the best for her there. The average price of a home in Toronto has gone up 20% over the last year.
This is terrible news.
Awful news. And not only that, but the real estate market in Toronto is going bananas, BANANAS right now, particularly for actual houses. So we've always seen condo units get sold a lot, but now it seems like there's a huge spike in houses because they theorize, because everyone's been stuck in their condos, everyone's been stuck in their places. They're looking for multiple rooms now and space to grow, where a lot of
the get me the hell out of here complex.
I need another room to cry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this new data released by the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board shows that residential sales went up 40.3% last month compared to August of 2019. So if you thought COVID's going to slow the real estate market, you would be wrong, my friend. It is going up. So that's fun. And it is the long weekend, and of course we want to know what's open and closed on Monday. And as per usual, government offices, including Canada Post, City Hall, are going to be closed, as well as banks and libraries. But here's the thing we really care about: the Lickbo and the beer store. The LCBO are going to be closed on Monday. However, a bunch of beer stores are going to be open. Some might be on different hours, so just check that in your local area. But
you should honestly start an app. That's just your face, like which liquor stores are open, which liquor stores are closed. You always have the good. You know what I mean? Like you always have the news.
Yeah, it's true. I'm going to start a Twitter account, and it's going to be called Can I Buy Booze Today? And it will just be yes or no, depending on the day.
Or somewhat.
Yeah, maybe.
He's got a mission for the fall.
It's nice to have a purpose in life, you know? It's nice to find out what I have to do in life. That's what's trending. I'm TJ.
Oh, damn.
Thank you, TJ.
Oh, damn.
Now,
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
today's an exciting day, obviously. We've got the $100,000 Destroy Your Deck contest happening. And also, can we talk about the fact that we are deciding what the song of the summer is? We've got another round of that with Robin in her show, along with your shot at that $100,000 jackpot. Have a fantastic long weekend. We'll
love
see you
you.
Tuesday morning. Be safe, be healthy. It's Virgin Radio.